Hey everyone, it's Guard. Finally, after the entire week, I can finally play in this stupid guaranteed legendary draft that takes 7 event tickets. So, it's just like a normal draft, except for, you're guaranteed a legendary at the start. So, as far as legendaries in draft go, the best ones are Leafkin Progenitor, Grimgaunt Devourer. I don't actually know how good Malice Hermit is in draft. I assume it's pretty good. And I don't think Eniog's that great. It's a really slow, big creature. It's pretty squishy at rank 3, but it does have the chance to grow into rank 3 like as early as rank 1, but it's pretty unlikely. I'm going to take the Mouse Hermit because it's the best legendary in the pack. It's really good and constructed. It's very strong. I really want it for my collection. The Devourer is okay. The Simulacrum and Tarsus Necrolord those are both really bad. In fact, Palladium Simulacrum is only known for being this level 2 version is the reward screen. Like when you pop up with your rewards, you see these two guys like in the chest is in the middle right here where this ball is. That's actually the only reason I know this card. I see it every time I get like a daily reward. Like, oh, it's Palladium Simulacrum. But anyway, Malice Hermit, it's pretty easy, I think. And now it's just a normal draft. Like you pick normal cards. The best card in this pack is Roaming Warclaw. The second best card is probably Skynet Glider, but I hate drafting a Aloyan in this set, so we're just gonna draft Roaming Warclaw. Um, hmm. Best card is Wind Primordial or Spirit Frost Shaman. Spirit Cleave is okay. Honestly, I think Spirit Cleave might be the pick just because it locks you into Adhesion. Like you get Necrium and Uterra, and that's a really good lock pick. But I haven't actually drafted um, Uterra Tempys yet, so I'm actually just gonna. I think the correct pick is probably Spirit Cleave, just so you can be Necrium, because Necrium's really good. But I'm gonna take one Primordial because I want to be in the. I want to draft Umbric this time. I haven't drafted Umbric for this site yet, so I think the pick is Ursine Strength or Grove Huntress. Grove Huntress is a really solid creature. I really like having it. But Ursine Strength's a pretty large pump spell, especially it's a level 1 version in rank 2. It's +5/+5, which is really strong for an under-leveled spell. So we're going to take it, and then take a Blizzard Shaman. I really like this card. It's gigantic. It ranks 1 and 2, and gives you a lot of utility with the movement. Brownwood Guardian and Ghost Scale Cobra and Gemheart Sprout are all awful. You pretty much never, ever, ever want to take these cards. The one exception being if you have Torgmai Guardian, the thing that exiles plants, then I guess it's okay to pick up Bramblewood Guardian because then you can banish it. Like you don't have to draw it anymore. So that leaves us with Toxic Boom, Torrent Valkyrie, and Cavern Hydra. Cavern Hydra's okay. It's really small for a creature. Like it's got regen, but the creature is so small it doesn't really make up for it. Like it's only 7 power at rank 2, 11 at rank 3. It's just too small. Toxic Boon's okay. It can double as a removal spell or a pump spell. I don't actually remember how this card scales because I draft it so infrequently, but it's decent enough. Torrent Valkyrie is good on the creature side of the spectrum, but its ability is actually bad. Like you really don't want to have an Ice Torrent in your deck, even if it's free, because dealing 3 or 4 damage to an opponent for free is not worth the cost of drawing the actual Ice Torrent, especially in these colors where you can't really guarantee you're going to draw your leveled cards like you can in Aloyan. So I'm going to take the Toxic Boon. Now we've got Sparktail Manicore is okay. Flamereef Instigator is not very good in these colors. It's okay as an underdrop because it has 7 power. Tuscan Grovekeeper is a little too small in rank 2 for my liking. Branchweaver Druid is fine. So I think it's either the Druid or the Manticore. The Manticore it's just a solid creature. It's a really on the small side for attack, but it's pretty big butt, and so it's pretty good for pumping. With the mobility, it's hard to pin down. I don't know if I can support it yet, because the only pump spell I have is really Ursine Strength. Toxic Boon's okay, but I don't really want to level that as much as Ursine Strength. So I don't know if it's better than the Branchweaver Druid. But I'm going to take it because it's a rare, so it'll be a little harder to find than Branchweaver Druid anyway. And there are not a lot of good synergies with Branchweaver Druid in Umbric as there are in like Asperian, because you don't have the replace things and you don't have spirit leashes or corpse collars if you wanted to go for that method. So I'm just going to take the mana core here and then follow up with a Torment Guardian. This card's really strong actually. It lets you pick up plants that are okay, like Grove Matriarch is actually really good, but I don't have any plants currently, and if you want to, you can just exile itself or banish itself, so you can't draw the bad version of it. Violent Outburst is okay. It's really situational. I haven't found a good use for it other than killing creature I just can't deal with. And Shatterbolt's good if you're playing against a heavy armor deck, but otherwise it's just a okay spell. So I'm gonna take the Guardian, and then follow it up with a Spiritfrost Shaman. I think only real defenders. So I can't remember how this scales. It's 7, 11, 17. This is 7, 12, 17. So it's better at rank 2. It has a slightly better effect. If I pick up like an Avalanche Guardian, I'm pretty much going to pick that, I think, no matter what. I think that's a little higher upside than the 5 damage when I rank up. Plus it's a slightly bigger. I'm not going to take the strength in numbers because I don't really have that much to number. The Malice Hermit hurts my strength in numbers because it kills my own creatures, and all I have is a Roaming Warclaw to make like additional creatures. So I'm gonna take the Instigator, and then the Bramble Guardian because I have a Torment Vendor or Guardian. Ooh, second. Okay, we're rare drafting obviously because it's a free to play run and it's a guaranteed legendary draft. So if this were a competitive draft, I would probably take the Torgmai Guardian because having them in multiples is very good. You can just start overloading on plants and like never running out. Actually, this pack is really, really good. The Steam Sentinel's even pretty good because I have the Instigator. I could take that if I wanted to. The Druid and the Warclaw. I mean, the Warclaw's better than the Druid, but I could take the Warclaw if I wanted like just more solid creatures. And Stinging Invocation makes Killer Bees. Its level 1 version isn't that great unless you get the high roll, the 3 Killer Bees. But its level 2 and 3 is really, really strong because you get 5/5s. It starts putting 5/5s and 3/3s into play with Poison 3. So Stinging Invocation's like the winner here, I think. It's also a heroic from the new set, so wins there as well. A couple good cards in this pack. Instigator number 2 is okay. I don't have any defenders. There's no real reason to take it. So it's between Whispers of the Dendrous and Dendrify. I would take Whispers of the Dendrous if I had more Warclaws, I think. But I like having Dendrify because it's a really, really good removal spell. Especially in this guaranteed legendary draft where you know your opponents are going to have a legendary, at least one. So it can remove that without too much problems. Too many problems. I could take a just casual Ortec Battlebrand with no ally to Loyan just to use it as a removal spell, but I don't think that's that great. I could take the Spring Dread and just try to put a priority on Roaming Warclaws. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because it's better than the Cavern Hydra. And Dissolve, even though I have a Toxic Boon and a Malice Hermit, actually, you know what? That might actually be the one time Dissolve is actually worth it. Because I have a Sting Invocation, a Malice Hermit, and a Toxic Boon. But like even then, it's so situational. I still would rather just play Spring Dryad. I don't know if it's right, but I feel more comfortable taking it because I'm pretty sure it's going to be more useful in the long run. I got really excited when I saw this pack because I wanted to take the Torgmai Mender. I really like this card. It's not actually that good in Umbric because your creatures are all pretty like small. Like if I give +5 health to this, it'd only be a 7/5 still, and so it would still just die in one creature or one attack, a 7/7 rather. But Fervent Assault's heroic. It's really good, and it helps you maintain board control by being a removal spell as well as moving your creatures out of the way. So Fervent Assault's pretty the clear pick. A Venom Drinker would have actually been pretty sweet too with the Sneaking Invocation and the Malice Hermit, but Fervent Assault's, I can't justify not taking Fervent Assault there. I'm just gonna take the Yeti, I think. I don't have any Yetis currently, but it's still better than Legion Rain. Legion Rain's not a good card. This is an interesting pick. I could take Steam Sentinel, Torrent Soldier, or Ursine Strength. I'm going to go for the Torrent Soldier because I have no real reason. I think it's just a little better than another spell because I have 5 spells already and an Ursine Strength and a Toxic Boon for pumps. So I would rather have the decent creature and the removal spell in the Spore Torrent than picking up another pump spell. And I think it's stronger than the Steam Sentinel just because I don't I don't really need to draft a defender for Flamer Instigator to be good. It's still 7 power at rank 1, which is still strong. So I'm just going to take the Torrent Soldier, and the Stag of Lists will just chill there. I could take... I'm not used to having this many good cards in this color combination, honestly. I could take Blizzard Shaman again for the mobility. I could take Spirit Frost Shaman for the aggression. Spark Soul is just a decent creature. Warbringer is a really good utility creature, which I don't think I need. It's good with the Manticore and the Oronti Warstoker, but that's pretty much it. The Ursine Strength is just another good Ursine Strength. I should probably take that. I'm pretty sure the pick is Blizzard Shaman or Ursine Strength. What do I need for my deck? So I've got like some pretty mediocre creatures. I really need some aggressive creatures that are decent. Like I would kill for a couple more Roaming Warclaws or Torrent Soldiers and stuff like that. So maybe I just take the Warbringer Oronti or the Blizzard Shaman. Hard for me to tell. I think I'm just going to take the Blizzard Shaman. I really like this card. It's very large. It's pretty useful at all stages of the game. Even if you can't control where your creature goes, you can play around the creature moving. So it works. And then I'm going to take a giant Swamp Moss Ancient. I love this card. I mean, I love Wind Primordial and all, but it doesn't come close to Swamp Moss Ancient's just sheer bigness. It's a 7/7 and then a 12/12. Even though it doesn't rank up again, I have an Ursine Strength and a Toxic Boon and the Fervent Assault to make it better. And with this deck, I don't really want to go late anyway. I don't really have any good late game cards except for maybe Malice Hermit and maybe Stinging Invocation. But Swamp Moss Ancient's what I want. And here's a Grove Huntress, a decent creature that pumps up my other decent creatures. And I'm just gonna take a Deep Branch Prowler. It's got more upside than the Oronti Ice Mage. The only thing I can do with Ice Mage is like maybe draft a Glacial Crush and then try to go for like a Glacial Crush combo. But the creature itself doesn't really do anything since it's so small. It's only a 2/8 rank 1. Deep Branch Prowler I can give any of my pump spells to make it a large threat in the early ranks. There's the Glacial Crush, but I still think my pick was right. So what we've got here is Flamebreak Invoker, which I would be picking sheerly because it's a heroic, and for no other reason for my deck. It's a really decent heroic. It's sometimes constructed playable because of its effect. It wipes the board every time you play a Tempest spell, or it deals damage to the board. If I were drafting for the deck, I would have to decide between Druid. I would probably take the Druid here because I have a Spring Dryad and it's pretty decent. It's better than Stag of Lists and Volcanic Giant, just because I have the Dryad. And Frostbite Strike would also be up for contention, but since it's a legendary draft I paid so many tickets for and the prize pot isn't that great, I'm just going to take the Flamebreak Invoker, the heroic. If it were a bad heroic, I would probably not take it. There's a Fervent Assault and a Grove Matriarch. Grove Mage, I think it's actually pretty close. Like, even if I weren't going to rare draft here. I mean, I'm going to take the Fervent Assault because I think it's incredible. It's a really good card in draft, and it's a heroic, which is nice. The Grove Matriarch is a decent card, works with Spring Dryad and my Torgmite Guardian. If I don't draw it, I can just banish it. But with the Spring Dryad, the Deep Branch Prowler, and the Ancient, as well as the Malice Hermit, I think it's better to have a Fervent Assault than a plant. So, previously I said this card was not really worth considering, but like in my Necreum Tempest draft a little while ago. But it's actually okay. It's decent at rank 1, and it's quite large for rank 2, honestly. I would consider around 10/10, maybe 9/10 to be around the average for rank 2. And this guy's just a little above average. He's a little under average for rank 3, but that's fine, because we don't really want to go late. I could take the Cinder Colossus for the Flamer Instigator, but it's really unreliable, because they would have to... I have no way to level this card other than just simply playing it. And playing a 3/4 is not how I'm going to win this game. And I'm still really hesitant on Dissolve. I think this is probably the best Dissolve deck I'm ever going to draft, but I don't have any good creatures, so I need to pick up some creatures that are decent. And... I think this pick's pretty close. Stormcaller is really good. I think it's Stormcaller. Stormcaller is such a good aggressive card, and Spark Soul, because Gemheart Spell is unplayable. I'm going to take a second Ursine Strength here over the Strengthened numbers, because I don't really have that many Roaming Warclaws. The Cinder Colossus is not that great, and I don't want a second Deep Branch Prowler with the Swampmost Ancient and the Stormcaller. I could take a third Blizzard Shaman, but that's pretty unreliable. I could take the Everflame Aura just as a removal spell and a mobility spell, but I already have 2 Fervent Assaults, so I don't really need that. The Warbringer Aranti's definitely quite solid, especially with the Raptor and the random low power creatures I can put into play, like Grove Huntress or Spring Dryad and Manticore. So maybe that's the pick. I think it's either Warbringer Aranti or Steam Sentinel, and Steam Sentinel would just kind of be a blocker, because I'm not really going to level it just to play Flame Earth Instigator. I think Warbringer Aranti is a little better than any of my other options here. Cultivate for my plant strategy. I only have 2 plants, right? Just the Guardian, the Tree Folk, and the... That's it. I just have two plants. So there's no reason to take Cultivate. I'm going to take Frostfire Strike. And then Thranic Ambusher. Yeah, this is the strongest creature in the pack. Yeah. Anytime you can pick a 7/7, generally you'd want to. And then I get another decent creature, which is what I wanted. So I think this deck turned out okay. Not ideal, because I didn't really know what I was trying to go for here. But the Malice Hermit's really nice, and I drafted quite a few like decent creatures towards the end of the draft, which is what I was concerned with, because it seemed like I had a lot of spells with the double Ursine Strength, Dendrify, Toxic Boom, double Fervent Assault. But I eventually drafted like some solid creatures I could put behind those spells, so we'll see how it goes.